Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of Modded Megaquarium, a brutal campaign mode. Thank you very much for joining me today and continuing to show your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. So as you can see, I have been working through all of the research between the episodes. Got up to $53,000 as well, down to $52,000 at the beginning of the day. And we're quickly making our way back through, so you can see on rank 5 ones I've managed to get it down to a single screen, and I need to start on the rank 4 ones as well, but we've got enough to be able to be carrying on with this episode. So I'm going to pause the game and I want to try and get this one completed here. 3 different cold water fish animals, 3 different cold water animals as well. So we know we can't really put too much more in here because most of the cold water fish are actually really quite big. So if we have a look in here, we've got the skate grows to a 20, the pollock grows to a 16, this one grows to an 11, this one only grows to a 7, but it is a crustacean, so therefore it will be eaten. This one stays at a 2, therefore that will be eaten, and this one grows to a 15, grows to a 13, so we can't really put too much more in here. I suppose to complete this, we could just put one of these and the eastern oyster in. But what I want to see is if we can, instead of doing that, add in a second tank, and whether this would actually accept being over multiple tanks. So we have unlocked a fair few tanks here. So if we add in... let's go for... where's the tiny tanks? Here we go. Let's do a tiny observer tank, because it doesn't need to be too big. This is size 24. So if we did an observer tank like that big, that would give us size 48, and I think that would be enough. So if we move these over to here and to here, we take out some of this wall like that. We can move that into place and then add that little bit of wall back in. We can then, for being tiny, these are actually really quite big if you think about it. Anyway, we can put that in like that, and then we can add this tank just straight onto there, and it should be fine because we put enough redundancy in both of these to be able to do that. I suppose we're called tiny because we're actually only 2 deep, so that's okay. So in here we want to add in, I do quite like the idea of having these oysters in. They take zooplankton and they are clams, so we're going to have to be careful of things that will eat clams. So there's that. That is actually accepting it as part of this mission, which is good. We don't have to have everything in the same tank. That's something to remember going on in the game with, but we don't need everything to be there. So with these guys, this will only eat crustaceans. So I quite like the idea of actually having a couple of skates in there. But is there something else we could add in? We could add in, yeah, koi fish. 1, 2, oh, you have to do this. So we do actually have a turbot here as well. So we could actually put this one in. Let's have a look. Eats fish of size 7 or less. This is size 4, so we can't have it in here. And these guys are size 11. Okay, so it could go in with these ones. So if we put one of them, we've only got one here, so we place that into there with them. So it'll be safe there, they won't mind that. So we're going to need green pellets in here, and we did actually want to put a couple more of these in. Just put 3 of them in there, and that'll be okay with that. So now we want green pellets, zooplankton and mussels. So they are in here. Green pellets. Zoom around and put those into there. Got mussels. And we want zooplankton, which is bright pink. And there we go. So that is all the food sorted, and now we just need to decorate this a little bit. We've got the dark grey there of the oysters, so we want to try and complement that with what we're putting in here. So I think we'll be looking for, let's have a look what we've got in rock. Got all of the fish but like rock, and then down here a rocky overhang with some kelp. Is that going to be able to fit in? Not quite. It would look nice. And then we could go instead for... Ooh, these are quite nice. Brain corals. Brain coral red. They look really cool. I like those. Keep that in there. And then standing driftwood. Yeah, we can add that at the back there. And that's actually solved all of the needs for that. But just to make it look a little bit less lifeless, we can add in some eelgrass and let's say a kelp at the front. Yeah, that looks good. So that is that. We'll unpause the game, make sure everything's running okay. And then we can have a look at getting towards rank 6. So it doesn't look like we're going to need to do too much to actually get to rank 6, because we're already up to 615 at the peak of each day. So that looks really good. Actually no, 617, 618. So let's have a look what's here. Oliver's leveled up. Get your rank 10 in fixing. And so we're just going to add one more tank in, I think. And that should actually boost us up to rank 6. So we're going to expand the wall here because we know we're going to want this bit anyway to be like that. We can expand this over to there and put another staff door in just there. What I also might do is segregate off a little bit of this, like that, to there and back down. And we will delete that bit there. And then we will have a set of 4 toilets. Just like that. There we go, I've just neatened this up a bit just to make it look a bit better once it's all in place. So we need a visitor door, just there. We need another visitor door, just there. And then we need the toilets, which are here. Still just got the basic toilets for now. We'll add 4 basic toilets in there. And then in this bit here, we will add in... Actually no, we'll move in one of these broom cabinets. Place back there. We'll move in... No, actually we'll grab a new bin. So we'll have a bin. And we will also have a sink. It's a sponge sink. We'll place that just there. That just makes it look like stuff that should be in the bathroom is there. So there is the guest supplies and everything done. And now we want to have another tank in here as well. So have I actually moved this down a bit too far? No, because we can put another one in just here. That's good. So we want to go to tanks. We want a... Come down, put a tiny observer tank. We'll spin this round to that way and we'll spread it out to there. Need to delete some of this wall. I think it will go to there. Move these out of the way. Move these guys out of the way. You there and you over here. We'll move this into place just there. So now we want a platform and a stair. One thing I might do I want to put, well, later on we can put the staff door, change background to be just here, and that will work. But for now it's okay there, and then we can put another tank in there. So we've got the observer tank in there. So now in this one, I think I want this one to be a hot water tank, or a tropical tank. We do, however, need to move some of this stuff around. I'll just place all of this down at the back, for want of a better place at the moment. And then we can actually get rid of that one, we don't really need it. So here we want a pump, so we'll grab a power pump, where are they? Power pump, there, and I want this to be able to reach to this side as well, so we can put another tank in there. And then we can wrap this around with, I don't really want to go for an Uber filter just yet, I don't really have that money, currently at least. We'll get a protein skimmer, and we will get 2 large heaters, and that will do for now for this, and then we can expand it once we get another one in here. So fish wise, let's have a look what we have just in general fish wise. I think we want some, should we go for schooling fish in here? I do quite like having these two together. This is a trick that I've done in the past, having a number, because these only shoal in 2s, so these are actually really easy to deal with, and the schooling bannerfish shoal in 6s. So you can have 3 shoals of these for every shoal of this. But it is something I have done a lot in the past, so maybe we want to do something different. Do we want to go for... The trouble is, that will actually get us over the line, because these are really, really good for prestige. So it's a good trick to put these two together to boost up your prestige really quickly. How much space do we have in this tank? We have 72 space, that's actually quite a lot, that's good. So let's go for this. Let's go for the bannerfish, and let's start with these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that's taken us to 30. And then these ones, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That's taken us up to 66, that's good. And that looks like a nice full tank as well. So we need 30 vegetation in this in total. So we'll go for vegetation wise. This gives you +5, this one gives you +12. Will this look a bit silly? Yes it will just grow out of there. So we won't add that one in. And instead, let's have a look at some of these ones. Cube tank background. Okay, we can't... will these work? Because these might be too big. No, okay. And that does actually look really quite cool. But, again, it's too big. So I'll take that out. We will use some cube tanks though, eventually. So we have +4 on this one, +28 on this one. It is expensive, but it'll do the job. It's nice and small. This is one of those kind of overpowered ones. We'll place that right in the centre there. And we only need 2 more, but we're going to go a bit overboard on this one. So I want to put some of this feather calpura in. Put one there, and one there, and one at the front there. And then I think we'll go prestige crazy with this. We'll add an anchor to the back there. And I'm even thinking about some barrels. So I'll place a barrel in the corner there, and maybe just a small rock as well. So I'll put, go for rock, small rock, just there. Well, that's good. It looks a little bit bare. I wish we had the purple stuff, purple plants, and maybe this would look better with a little bit of kelp in it. But for now, to increase our prestige, that should do really well. And there we go, there is a rank 5, a rank up to a rank 6. Now we need to get 1,000. So, oh, 900 even. But that means we win. This isn't a very long level. Ooh, I thought this was going to be a lot more difficult than this. So we unlocked a ton of stuff and we have the gift shop open. Let's start first of all, I suppose, on the small cylinder tank. And we will continue unlocking the rank 4 stuff for now. Just going to pause the game, see what we're up to here. Custom guidebook. We need a guidebook shelf and we need to sell 12 other guidebooks. Okay. So we can do that pretty much straight away. What I usually like to do is put them right next to the entrance. So we will grab... are they in here? They're not in that gift shop. Oh, do we need to unlock them? No. They are not in here. Where are they? Let's have a look for guide. Or do we get it in here? Ah, right, okay. Gift shop 6. Place it just there for now. Place that just there for now. And then we can move it into place. Right next to the entrance. The supply for them can go fairly close by in the back of here. There we go. All we need to do is sell 12 of these. And while we're waiting for them to sell, we can actually do what we said we were going to do. Just pause the game just slightly here while we remove some of these walls. So we can change that one for that one. And then here we can actually add in a new tank just here. I haven't really had any opportunity to do anything I wanted to do. The level's gone too quickly. I thought this was going to take a huge amount of time, but we're already up to 820, 830 almost. There we go, there's that one done. So here, I suppose I can actually just put a full wall tank across here. So let's delete that bit there. Let's add in a tank. Let's go for... We've got this Osaka wall tank. We haven't used one of these yet, and this will mean we can actually use some of the deeper functions that we were looking at before for this one. And we need a path down from the platform. We also need to attach this one to here. We're going to need a bit more heat, so we will attach a large heater again to here, and we may need another filter on this as well, but we can actually attach little separate bits on the end here if we need to. So in this tank, I want to kind of do this a little bit differently and go for the vegetation first, because we have stuff like rock column with mermaid fan. That looks quite nice. That needs to be in a deep tank, but that's fairly plain for what I'm thinking of for this tank at least. If we go down here, this is the kind of stuff I was thinking of. The really kelpish stuff. And so this one is a ridiculous amount of vegetation, cave and of rock. Looks really quite nice as well. So we're going to go for that at the back there. And that does fit directly to the back wall. So that's good. It is deep enough, this tank is deep enough for it to look okay. And it also means that we can add in some of this really big cylindrical chrysal plant scenery stuff. And so we can add this in, and this isn't going to look weird and too big for the tank. Actually looks one too small for this tank, but that's fine. That's okay. Do we have the net? I think a net would look really cool in here. We do have the nets, so we're going to place those at the back there. And I think having an anchor in here as well would look quite good. So go for an anchor, and I might even go for that ancient gate. If we can. We can't quite. If I move that one across, we may be able to. But no, I'll leave that one for another tank. So in this tank, there's a huge amount of space in here. This is 180 capacity. Oh no, it's not my fault. That is 108 capacity. So we can afford to put something really quite big in here. But what do we have which is huge? So we're looking at... And I don't suppose you can filter by size or anything? Can we go for huge? No. I want big fish in here. I know the panther grouper is really quite big. This guy here. He grows to a 14, but the actual size of it, of the model, looks quite big as well. We do have a shark, but we're not going to stick that in there. We have... humpback snappers. These are really quite big as well. So will these work with a panther grouper? So having vanilla fish in a modded tank. So these will eat fish size 5, but otherwise they're okay. So we'll do 1, 2 and 3 of those. And then the other ones we wanted was a humpback snapper, which is just down here, and we need 3 of them. They need to be in a tank of size, at least size 96, which they will be, and they will eat fish, but that's fine because the other fish in there are huge. So we can go 1, 2, 3. I hope that's okay. We also need sand eels now, as well as another mussels. So grab the sand eels just there, and we will grab the mussels like that. And that is going to add a lot of prestige. However, we do have a problem with filtration. So if we come into here, we can grab another large protein filter, stick that onto there, and that's still not enough. Okay, so we need large filter, and then that is enough. Right, okay, that's good. So we'll let this run on for a bit and see if that gives us enough prestige. How much do we need? We need 900. Daily revenue is high enough. So that is with these neon tetra tanks. That's pretty much why it's taking not a huge amount of time to actually do this one. Let's have a quick look at what fish are available to be unlocked, and not really at the moment. And that's it. Wow, we have one. I had no idea it was going to be that quick. I wanted to do a lot more with this level, to be honest, but we're going to be so restricted if we carry on with this, and I do love the Napalos level. This level that we get here, it's the old abandoned theatre level, so I do really enjoy that one. So I think we are actually going to have a very short episode. We're very short level with Valberg. This just shows you how much modded items can add to the game. All we needed to do was add in 1, 2, 3, 4 more tanks and a load of the neon tetras, and that was this level completed in 2 episodes at less than 40 minutes of play, plus all of the research. But yeah, that's it. So brilliant. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.